Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mixed Concepts channel for yet another ICC Cricket World Cup League 2 video, which I'm going to be making. So, this is basically like a preview video for the upcoming ICC Cricket World Cup League 2 ODI Tri-Series that is going to be held in Canada. Yeah, the Tri-Series is going to involve Canada, the USA, and the Netherlands in King City, which is not in Toronto but is near Toronto. Yeah. So if you've been a viewer of my channel, you know I'm a USA cricket fan. And yeah, based on the title, I really hope that my question can be answered positively, that USA can bounce back from the previous Tri Series and do well in this Tri Series to retain top spot in ICC Cricket World Cup League 2. I know they hold the top spot, but they're technically tied with Scotland right now. Hopefully they can get at least 3 wins in this tournament, or in this Tri Series rather, and have a 6 point lead over Scotland for the top spot, which would almost certainly at that point uh, make USA a lock in for the top four, I believe, and maybe even win the ICC Cricket World Cup League 2 altogether at that point. But yeah, I did mention in my previous preview when USA played in Nepal that was the toughest Tri Series that USA were going to play in ICC Cricket World Cup League 2 in this year, and I still stand by that point because they played against Nepal and Scotland in Nepal, which was very difficult. And as I thought, it was a difficult Tri Series, and it turned out to be the worst Tri Series USA had in this cycle of ICC Cricket World Cup League 2, where they only won 1 out of 4 games. They did beat Scotland once. They could have beaten them twice, really. But against Nepal, both times they were completely dominated. Nepal played really well. They won 3 out of the 4 games as well. They just had one unlucky loss against Scotland as well. That otherwise they should have won 4-4. Anyway, coming to this Tri Series, I have more hopes for USA this time because they're finally back in North America. So I'm hoping that they could do well in Canada. I know that's not at home in the US, so it's still a bit of a way. There are going to be some away conditions and a bit of a challenge, considering that USA do have to play Netherlands, and they haven't beaten Netherlands in ODI cricket yet. Hopefully that changes in this Tri Series as well, because prior to this year in 2026, USA have not beaten Netherlands in cricket in general, whether it be men or women. But finally, in the T20 World Cup, USA did beat Netherlands. So I'm hoping they can take confidence from that game and at least win one of the 2 meetings they will have in King City. And ideally to beat Canada twice, because Canada, they've been on a free fall. They were at one point on top of the League 2 table along with the USA. They were looking great, but they've gone on a complete slide where they've barely won any games after that. So hopefully their slide continues in this Tri Series, or at least if they do win, they beat the Netherlands but not the US. Yeah, if there are anything, if there is anything to base off of previous matches in King City, then it seems like it's not going to be a very batting friendly pitch, and 250 could be a winning score on this ground. So hopefully USA, when they bat, they score 275, because their bowling has always been a question mark. Yeah, USA's bowling is not that great. And the squad they've chosen for this Tri Series, it's pretty much the same, I think, from the previous Tri Series. I think one change is they took out Mohammad Mohsin and they've added an Ehsan Adil. I think they've also added Yasser Muhammad. I don't know who he's coming for, but he may be helpful as an extra leg spinner. I'm surprised they took out Mohsin. Maybe they thought Yasser Muhammad deserved it more, or even Ehsan Adil. I don't know if I would like to see Ehsan Adil. They've brought back Ritvik Apidi as well for this Tri Series. He didn't play a single game in Nepal. Will he get a chance in this game? I don't know, or any of the 4 games. Otherwise, most of the squad still looks the same. Morang Patel, he's named in the squad as the captain as well. Hopefully, he recovered from his injury in Nepal so that he can play all 4 games in Canada, because the Saiteja Mokamala, he was the captain for the first time, and that's a very harsh test for him. I thought he was okay because they did win once against Scotland, but they lost twice against Nepal under his captaincy. And yeah, it just seemed like USA were not as cohesive as they would be under Monang Patel. Maybe. But yeah, and also Monang Patel, even if not as a captain, he's a great batter. So that was a big loss for USA in that previous try series. So hopefully he plays all 4 games and he can help USA have a lot of success in Canada. Yeah, as of now, when I'm making this video, Canada haven't released their squad yet. So by the time I post this video, I hopefully posted before the first game, which USA will play on Saturday, June 6th. Yeah, I hopefully want to post this by Friday, or ideally by Thursday, but if not, Friday as well is okay. As long as I can post it before uh, the Tri Series starts. Now, why do I have little more hopes for USA? Because Canada and Netherlands haven't played cricket after the T20 World Cup in 20. Yeah, they haven't played cricket since the T20 World Cup in February. Yeah, I believe that because they didn't have enough game time, maybe USA can have some advantage for having played in Nepal, and they've played in the ODI format as well. So could take some of that experience from last month and hopefully apply it well in this month to perform well against 2 teams who haven't really played ODI cricket since last year in 2025. Of course, that's what the hope is for me. The squad, it looks decent, so I do have some expectations. But of course, ICC Cricket World Cup League 2 is a very difficult competition, and especially against the Netherlands, who they seem to have put in a new squad again. Yeah, I think the problem for Netherlands is quite a few of their players like to play in county cricket, so they don't always show up for Netherlands. Yeah, the couple of the players who are playing in the T20 World Cup, they're not playing here in this tri series, like Logan van Beek. I don't see him in the Dutch squad. And I don't see Vikramjit Singh. He's in this squad, but he wasn't in the T20 World Cup squad. And I don't see Colin Ackerman as well for the Netherlands. But Roelof van der Merwe is playing, so that's someone to watch out for. He has tons of experience and he plays with a lot of heart. I also noticed that USA did not play Jesse Singh in, which is quite shocking. In a way, I'm actually surprised that Jesse Singh has been removed because he always seems to be like the one name that USA would always play, but I guess his recent dip in form has been too substantial to ignore, and they've brought in Ehsan Adil in his place. So Rushil Agarkar and Saurabh Netravalkar seem to be the 2 frontline pace bowlers for USA. Could potentially say Ehsan Adil or even Ritvik Apidi have their ODI debut for USA. I think the batters, it's the right choice not to make many changes. The batters are still pretty good. They're playing the all-rounders and Harmeet and Shubham as well. I'm a bit disappointed that Shadley Van Schalkwyk is still not playing for USA in the ODI format. Maybe it's just because he's too old at this point, and I don't think he has a lot of fitness for the ODI game. And if that's the case, then it makes sense. It's a bit unfortunate because he was a stand-up bowler for the US in the T20 World Cup in India, but it is what it is. Yeah, but the squad still looks pretty decent, and I would say that USA should win 3 games at least. Ideally want to win all 4 so they could sort of rectify the 3 losses against Nepal and Scotland in Nepal. You know, they could override those and have a winning record in 2026 after 8 games. Of course, I don't know about the weather in King City. It can rain as well, which will be a bit unfortunate. I hope it doesn't rain and all the games played are played full 50 over matches. There's no rain interruption, and we can have genuine results because that's what will be fun. Rain kind of ruins the games. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's pretty much my preview for this tri series. It's more of a hope, and you know the squad's pretty much the same, so not really too much to talk about it. And yeah, if you've watched me ramble on for the last 10 to 15 minutes, thank you so much for watching till now. Yeah, as I do mention, I like to keep this as a podcast style. I don't have the budget, but I just talk my thoughts out loud about the tri series that's coming up, about the USA cricket team that is going to be playing. And just a quick note as well, there is a game on June 12th between USA and Canada, and USA also play in the FIFA World Cup, and so do Canada on that day, on June 12th. So that will be a pretty interesting day for me, to see USA have a cricket game against Canada, and then later on they play Paraguay in the FIFA World Cup. So two different sports, but very important games for both US football, or in US we call it soccer, and US cricket. So it's gonna be a big day, that one. Yeah, I know this tri series has a lot of importance, and I'm more of a cricket fan, but I also do like football. And FIFA World Cup is a far bigger event than the ICC Cricket World Cup League Two, just one tri series. So yeah, obviously, if only one team could win, I would rather want USA to win in the FIFA World Cup, because that's where the games matter even more. A World Cup is a World Cup, no matter where sport it is. That's the bigger game than a regular friendly or a tri-series match. Yeah. Anyway, that'll be it. Thank you for watching this video. If you did like the video, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Yeah, the next video will be after the tri series is done, just to review how well or how poor USA did. Hopefully I can mention that they've done really well in this tri series. They beat the Netherlands at least once. That would be great to say. But yeah, until that video, that's it. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.